I was speaking with a woman some time ago, and she was telling me about the type of man that she was really attracted to. And so I was asking her some questions, and we were able to drill down into why she was attracted to this particular type. Because I used to think that a woman was attracted to a particular type of guy because she just has preferences, right? Because she likes someone tall, or she likes someone short, or someone dark, or someone blonde, or someone husky, or someone thin, right? But I never really considered that attractions have to do with more about what's going on in the inside of us. It's about something deeper that a woman feels. And this came up, like I said, in this conversation that I had with this woman that I was coaching. So I asked her, I said, what kind of man are you looking for? And she said, I'm really attracted to the manly type. She said, I like the guy who's the rancher type or the cowboy type. I really like the rugged type. And I asked her what it was about that kind of man that she found attractive. And she said, I don't know. My dad is like that, and I just think that those type of men are super appealing. I then invited her to tell me what type of character traits she thought that rugged men possess, and she said they're strong. And in that moment, I realized that she wasn't just talking about physical strength, right? She was talking about the character or the emotional strength of that type of guy. She thought that this is going to be the type of guy who's going to protect me and care for me and lead me and provide for me and all this stuff that women often want. But after talking with her for a few minutes and identifying the inward traits that she perceived would be present in this rugged type of guy, I challenged her and I suggested that what she felt this rugged man could do for her could also be found in a guy who works in an office or a guy who, lives in the city. It doesn't have to be this particular outward type that she thought that she would need. In fact, I told her that a whole lot of men, like many types of men, could give her what she's looking for. So real manliness, and we want to remember this, real manliness and character are internal, and both have nothing to do with a man's boots or his cowboy hat. And she said, aha, that's a really good point. So what I did then was I encouraged her not to rule men out simply because they didn't fit her type, because she could be eliminating some really great guys who could be a good match for her, quality men who would be really fantastic to her and who would have these kind of internal traits that she's looking for. So indeed, men and women can intentionally or unintentionally be attracted to certain types because we're thinking that it represents certain types of character traits. We can be attracted to men who are handsome or charming or have good jobs or who are financially successful, for example, in their careers, because we're also assigning certain character traits to that type. But when we do that, sometimes we can be in a lot of danger. In fact, I remember when I was single thinking that if a man had a certain type of job, that meant he was a certain type of person, which totally isn't true. Maybe this comes from like the society, our society or media, I don't know. But what we want to do instead is look at the whole total person instead of attributing certain character traits or thinking that they are a certain way because of one or two things. So it's not that if someone makes a good living or if they have a certain job or something, it's not that they couldn't have great character, or it's not that if a guy isn't or is handsome that he couldn't have great character. But what we want to do is we don't want to assume that that's the case. So character is never defined by anything that's outside of a person. It's never defined by anything external or achievements or looks or charisma or money or anything like that, right? Someone can have a lot of money and still not have great character. Character speaks for itself and is revealed over time. Character is something that someone does. So, what does all this have to do with dating? What it means is that it can lead us to a best practice for dating. So, dating outside of your type means that you give men the opportunity to get to know you that you wouldn't have otherwise found interesting. You may find that the guy who can love you and cherish you, someone who will adore you and treat you like just an honored woman, right? may not fit your type at all. So the best type of man to date is the guy who has awesome internal qualities, not just great external qualities, and doesn't just fit your type. So my question for you is, do you draw a particular type of man to you? What characteristics do you automatically assign to that type of guy? And is your evaluation accurate, or are you assigning internal traits to someone because of external traits, like the lady that I talked to that was drawn to cowboys or rugged types? So is there something that you can think about of your favorite type that another type can't give you? Like, do you think that this guy can give me something that this guy can't because he's my type? So I just invite you to go back and reevaluate all this, because you may find that when you open yourself up to different types of men that you hadn't considered before, that you can find a great, great guy who loves you and adores you. All right, I hope this has been helpful, and I'll see you next time. And remember that the dream that you have to love and be loved is possible. Bye-bye.